All right. Okay, just a second. So, this next one is a movie about a historical figure that was quite important to most people, if not everyone, who's ever had any kind of, general education of history will know who this person is. We recently had Napoleon come out, and I went and saw it, and I said that I thought it was an entertaining movie, but it was not like the historical drama that people would have wanted going into it. It was entertaining for I'll just tell you because I've already done the review. It was entertaining because the actors acted very well, but the characters acted so stupid. And so, there were just scenes where we laughed and laughed and laughed in the theater. So this next one, I hope that it goes the other way. Let's just put it that way.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. You know who this is, right? You've heard of him.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Okay, excellent. I saw the movie. Everybody hated the movie, but I actually liked the movie. I thought it was good. But let's check it out. We're watching the trailer for The Action Pack Needs You. You can support Mike's After Action Reviews on our Patreon for as little as $3 a month. Every quarter, once we've made at least $200, we're going to be giving away 10% of our earnings from Patreon in a giveaway over on our Twitch, so go check that out as well. You can find all of the links for everything in the description and in the pinned comment down below. Do your part. Support the pack. The Action Pack. Alexander, the Making of a God. Official trailer, Netflix. I don't know I don't think that Alexander was a god, but it's. I know that as far as being connected with Egypt, he was quite revered. I don't personally believe that he had any deific powers, or however you would say that. Did you see the movie?
Did I see the movie about Alexander?
Alexander with Colin Farrell.
I think wasn't it one with Brad Pitt, or am I thinking maybe it was about Colin? Was it Colin Farrell? Or was it?
It was Colin Farrell, Angelina Jolie, Val Kilmer.
I believe I saw it. Yeah, there's been several put out.
I'm sure this is the most famous. I think that this one is the most famous one that I'm talking about, because and then it was critically panned. A lot of people didn't like it, but I really liked that movie. I thought it was really good. They show the battle scenes and stuff, and it's one of those action epic type of movies. So yeah, Alexander Making God official trailer. We're gonna like the video. This is coming to us from Netflix. 661,000 views, 11,000 likes, 1.7 thousand dislikes. So that's a really good. I do like that. Yeah, when are they making a movie of Ivan the Terrible? Ivan the Terrible. He's just a lesser known figure because I think that Russia has had much less. I'm not a historian. I'm not trying to make any kind of academic argument here. I just think that people perceive Russia as having a much less impact on Western society. So that's why Western movies don't bring him up a whole lot. Yeah. Okay, well, let's check out the description here. So Alexander, the Making of a God is a 6-part docudrama series that reveals the extraordinary life of Alexander the Great through his radical transformation from warrior prince to living god. The series explores his rise as an exiled young man into his obsession with defending the mighty Persian Empire Emperor Darius that led him to conquer the known world in just under 6 years. Alexander the Great's fascinating story is told through stunning drama intertwined with expert academic insight, groundbreaking archaeology, and ongoing excavations at the archaeological site in Alexandria, Egypt, led by Calliope Limnios Papacosta. Okay, so this is going to be one of those where it'll play did you see Rome? The show Rome?
I don't think so.
Okay, so Rome does a similar thing where it's like almost think the movie The Gladiator, but then imagine if in between scenes of The Gladiator, then they had like historians, archaeologists, and stuff explaining, well, the implications and the context of what was happening. Like this guy doing what he just did in the last scene that you saw, it was a big deal because politically that was unacceptable or something like that, you know, and then they explain how things work. So this has potential to be good as long as it does better than the Cleopatra movie that is done in the same way, produced by Jada Pinkett Smith, which did terrible and was critically panned, and also audiences hated it because they said that Cleopatra was black and African, even though she was actually Greek and most likely white. Or, well, you know, like Greek people are kind of tan, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway. Yeah, she was Mediterranean. Her bloodline was not African in any way. It was a Greek dynasty. But anyway, let's not get into that. We've got a 2-minute and 9-second trailer. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Hi, it's Travis with Oscar Mike Radio. Oscar Mike Radio is a military and veterans podcast and show about those who serve our country and those who have served and are doing amazing things.
You know what? Let's take more. And then they had that fantastic
managing those logistics and getting things where they need to be on time.
I mean, come on.
Want to learn more? Want to follow the show? Go to OscarMikeRadio.com or the link below. We're Oscar Mike, and we're mission in flight. Thank you.
Here we go.
A war is coming. So fierce. So apocalyptic. It will split the world in two.
Okay.
Our king, my father, lies dead, and the hand of Persia is to blame.
Let's make an example of this boy. Threaten Persia, and he won't live to try again.
Let's see what happens.
You know your true identity, Alexander. You are the son of Zeus. Lead your men where Philip never could. Conquer Persia and beyond. It is your destiny.
Alexander is ruthless against Darius and the Persians, and he seizes the moment and takes decisive action.
You underestimated Alexander. We are Persians. We do not cower. We do not panic.
I'm coming for you. And your throne.
All right. So I'm just going to pause it here and tell you that one of the things that I really liked about the movie with Colin Farrell is that, so they describe how, and I don't know how historically accurate this is, but it was definitely entertaining. They describe how Darius, he had this way where he would have hand signals basically, and he would command the whole army from himself. Like his commanders did not actually make decisions. He would watch the battlefield and then he would do like a hand signal to the commander, and they would like pass that along, and then it would go out to the troops, and that's how the formations would move and stuff like that. And what that did is it allowed him to basically, when he would move his army, he could like transform the formation very quickly into a thing, you know, like into whatever he wanted. And so what Alexander did is he said, well, what that actually means is if I can kill Darius, then we win the battle. No matter how many men he has, if I can kill that guy, we can win. So they did this. Now, again, I don't know if this is historically accurate, but it was just cool to see in the movie. They did this thing where they like flanked him in a certain way, and what happened was he's in the center of the army here, and he moves the troops that would be blocking him, like in front of him, to the sides to stop the forces incoming, and then before he can make another hand signal to like guard himself, Alexander rides in with cavalry and throws a spear at him and hits him, and he has to he personally has to flee, and so they lose the battle because they don't have a commander telling them commands. So. Yeah, it was really interesting to see in the movie. I don't know how accurate that is. I'm sure they're going to get into more detail about how actually the battles went and stuff. But Persia was the biggest army. It was the biggest country in the world for the longest time. They basically ruled the world. And Potato Egg says that Persia killed my ancestors, so I'm on Greece's side. Well, we know that Greece won anyway. So I think this is going to be really interesting. Stuff about the Persian Empire. I like medieval stuff. I like historical documentaries that are accurate and informative. So I think this is going to be cool. Anything you want to say about it so far in the trailer?
It looks pretty good to me and stuff like that. I wonder how much commentary they have in it. I saw the little bit there, so I wonder like how frequently they're going to have you seen and then they go the commentary. Seeing the commentary. I don't know. It looks like a good movie so far. I mean, I don't know a lot of the actors look like I don't recognize any of them. Looks like British movie. Yeah, it looks like it might be British actors or something like that. I don't know.
So I'll tell you, this is going to be so I know exactly. So I'll just tell you, I actually know exactly how this is going to go because I've seen other. I like this. I wouldn't know how to describe it exactly as a genre, but where they have, because it's going to have a scene play, and then you're going to have people narrating, and then you're going to have it where it's shows the guy and he's saying stuff, like they do, or I'm acting it out, right, kind of pantomiming it, where they're and it was this amazing thing historically, and oh, it's awesome, and then it'll jump to somebody else and they'll make their comments on it. Yeah, like a normal documentary. But I don't know, it's hard to articulate exactly how that goes. I would say go watch an episode of Rome, and it'll tell you, it'll show you how this will go. But yeah, it definitely looks pretty interesting. Let's continue on here. We got about a minute left. Here we go.
Alexander the Great accomplishes, it seems like something out of myth. And yet he did it.
Alexander was the greatest military mind of all time. And traces of the real man.
Wait, did he say the greatest military mind of all time?
The greatest military mind of all time.
Yeah, he's probably one of them, but I don't know if he is the greatest military mind of all time.
So the ones that I always hear is just based, and I said this during the Napoleon review, Napoleon was the absolute highest victory percentage of any commander in human history, in recorded history, that we know how many battles he won and lost. He won 90% of his battles. So, yeah, I was going to see, Potato Egg just said it. Yeah, nah, bro, that's Napoleon easily. Yeah.
Darius needs to be purged. I will rip him apart with my own bare hands.
Who will be victorious? Who will prevail?
Yeah. All right, so it's coming January 31st, so just a few days now, just a couple of weeks here. Yeah, what are your thoughts? What are you thinking?
It looks like it's worth watching. Of course, it's kind of vague in the trailer. I mean, not super specific, but enough that if you like this kind of movie, you'd be very interested in watching it and stuff.
Yeah.
I think I'm
this is
going
gonna.
to sure.
So this is going to be like a series. It's going to be like a mini series, 6 parts.
Oh yeah,
6 episodes, docudrama. Yeah, I really do like this. Ellie and I watched Rome, and we liked that. And it goes through that one. Went through a couple of different like Julius Caesar, Marcus Aurelius, and stuff like that. And in the same style, you're not going to know. I don't think you're in a show like this. You're not going to recognize any of the actors and stuff, and you can see the CGI is not great because the focus is on the fact that it's a combination of both informative and entertaining. So it's not trying to be a blockbuster movie with like historical commentary. This is more of a documentary series than it is a movie. So it's going to be low budget. So it is going to be low budget. But it's going to be informative too. That's the thing, is that these are supposed to be informative. And I always find that entertaining. So,
and as I think of that, I think that's, we live in a world where, like, there's inaccuracies in the historical life of different people, but this is kind of nice to have a commentary that's kind of probably driving it or explaining it throughout the whole movie. So you're getting an idea of what, what's going on, because a lot of people are, just people don't read anymore. They don't understand stuff. They're kind of, they live by their phone,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, let's check out, so like I said, pretty good ratio here, likes to dislikes, but we got about 1 minute and 30 seconds before the ad break, so I'm going to go through some of the comments here. As a Greek and knowing all this, I'm eager to see a fuller depiction of the Great Persian Empire. It was a massive multicultural empire that lasted for centuries before Alex conquered it and broke it apart, yet it is usually depicted as evil or losers. Their true downfall was their hubris in believing they must conquer tiny, annoying Greece, and failing to do so twice. And their karmic downfall at the hands of a Greek. It's funny because Persia could not conquer Greece, and then Macedonia, because Alexander is not actually Greek per se, he's Macedonian. And then Macedonia, which is like a small country to just a little bit to the north of Greece, their king comes in and conquers Greece. You have like million-man armies fighting against Greece, and then this other little country comes in and goes, we'll show you how it's done. Okay, consider me interested, but I hope someday they will be there'll be an Alexander counterpart to HBO's Rome. Now, Rome, I saw it on Netflix. Maybe it wasn't Rome, but it was about the Roman Empire. I don't know, but Rome is a good example of how the format of how this is going to go. That was a fascinating ride into history, not too much Hollywood, but gritty and authentic historical accuracy is nigh impossible with these kinds of shows. There's too much we don't know, and since a show is limited in time, a riveting tale is something more important than historical accuracy. I think that they're going to try to be accurate, though. Alexander died over 2,000 years ago, and his stories are still told to this day. That's a legendary figure. Well, listen, guys, the ad break is about to pop up right now, so we're going to go to intermission, and then when we get back, we'll finish up with movies and series. So we will see you guys after these short messages. Don't forget to check me out on Twitch and join the Discord where you can voice chat with me while I live stream, and you won't be recorded or anything on YouTube and Twitch, so that's pretty cool. You can also find me on Facebook and Instagram. If you like to read, you can see my after-action reports on my blog. And if you are interested, you can get some merch from my Spring store. The links for everything are in the description below.